Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk faster, faster, faster. Gotta talk fast.
Welcome to an oral review of Archie Comics' Sonic the Hedgehog, reminding you to wear a mask when using alcohol-based spray for disinfectant. I didn't, and had pre-gamed the 4th of July. I'm Nick, and except for this intro, I wrote the script.
And I'm Dominic, and except for this intro, I haven't read any of today's actual script, and I wrote this intro script about like 30 seconds ago. And
are you getting drunk off just disinfectant spray?
I didn't realize how much of it was being aerosoled, and I was like, yeah, I should have worn a mask. And the whole day I'm like, man, I taste nothing but alcohol. Like rubbing alcohol. It was great.
You're
nice.
huffing?
I think I kind of did. I think I accidentally did.
Sick.
That mysterious voice that you just heard for our audio listeners is the one and only Mike F. Welcome back, Mike F.
How's it going?
He did such a good job with that script. I was like, you know what? We haven't had him in a while. Let's bring him in. Let's say hi.
I paid my dues to get on.
Yeah, that's how you get on. You write one script, you get on. That's the reward.
I upset Dominic so much last time that I have to pay it back somehow.
Apologize in person or in person. All right. Let's read some comics.
Mike,
So we're going for a long one today, right? We're going for a long one today?
It's going to be, because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. And I'm here to just derail.
Yeah, Lord knows you fucking will.
Okay, let's just get into it.
I try to
Nick.
keep these at a tight hour to an hour 20. This is going to be a 2-hour one. I know it.
Nick, I think Tom Cruise is a bad actor. Tell me why he's not.
We don't have time.
No, we got to
for
make it
this.
organic. We got to make it organic.
So hey, you know how you get there? One of the guys' name is Dimitri. Dimitri is Tom Cruise's name in Mission Impossible 2 that the old guy calls him. So,
the worst one.
There
Okay,
it
cool.
is.
Yeah.
He did that on purpose.
Okay,
Let's
well,
go.
either way, we are reading Archie Comics Sonic the Hedgehog number 35, cover date June of 1996. Close that window because he didn't write the... Okay.
Yep, I realized as you said it, I didn't do it.
Every time. Ring of Truth, Part 1. We open on Sonic getting absolutely wrecked by super scientist Ivo Robotnik. Sonic has just taken a major zap from Robotnik's laser, causing Sonic to spill all his magic rings, just like in the video games. Also, because we're following lore in the video games now, all the rings disappeared after a few seconds. Sonic is now fighting Robotnik without any rings. Sonic is exhausted and running out of juice when he happens upon another magic ring. He grabs it. Robotnik gasps. For some reason, Robotnik has a ring counter on his hovercraft that he's been using for years. This was Sonic's 1 billionth ring. Sonic then is transported to another dimension. There was a comment on the website that I used to read these comics that I would like to read out loud. People really don't understand how much a billion is. Sonic could collect 1 ring per second, 24 hours a day, and it would still take him 32 years to reach a billion rings. It being his millionth ring would have been so much better. Thank you, user Pix. You are correct.
Why'd you absolutely destroy this random guy?
No, he was right, though. No, that guy's a nerd. He deserves that voice. Pedantic bitch.
I can already tell the angels and the devil on my shoulders here. Sonic crash lands in the new dimension and is greeted by the ancient walker that looks like a pterodactyl. They are perched on a giant golden ring. Sonic immediately recognizes this ancient walker from a report Tails made from when he went down under. Quick question, does Sonic seem like the type of dude to actually read the reports? Sonic says, is that a rhetorical one, or should we go into that? No.
I don't think he would ever read the comics.
I don't think he would ever read them. I also don't think he would ever write them. which is something
Wait,
we
was
might
the
get
question
into.
in the script, or are you asking that
That
out
is
loud?
in the script. That was directly in the
That
script.
was me.
Okay. Yeah, was it rhetorical?
Sonic says he thinks that the magic ring brought him here. The Ancient Walker confirms, impressed that Sonic knew how to use the rings. Sonic says that the rings can be used to give him a boost of power. The Ancient Walker asks if that's all the ring can do. Just then, the ring heats up, causing Sonic to drop the ring from the rise in temperature. The ring starts melting away the surface, melting away layers of whatever planet or dimension they reside in. The Ancient Walker and Sonic now stare at the hole they've created. The Ancient Walker pipes up. What did we say was the Ancient Walker? Adrian Brody on SNL?
Yes.
No,
that feels right.
I thought, I thought that was Knuckles.
I mean, these guys are based... are they based in Australia?
Not.
There's already so many Australian voices.
Yeah, don't do Australia. Do New Zealand.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bick, bick. That's how you do it.
You're no good to me,
Bick,
dead.
bick.
He's no good to me,
That's
dead.
how they say back. Bick, bick.
Nick is dying.
It's just a better way to say it. We should all say it like that.
Bick, bick.
I was gonna do Tamora Morrison from Star Wars as the new Boba Fett, but
Well, I'm not a nerd, so I don't know what that sounds
go
like.
for it. I don't know what that is. So let's
no.
just...
I like dumber Australian better.
Did you just call New Zealanders dumber Australians?
Yeah, honestly, they did really good during COVID, so that's fine.
I like the mouth exercise you're doing here, warming up.
Honestly. So this is the Ancient Walker. What does the circle say to you? Sonic says, not much, leading further over the hole the ring is made. Then,
I love the idea that this ancient walker is supposed to have this like kind of grandiose like wiseness to him, and that's the voice that comes out. I think is brilliant.
Then the center part of land that the ring left behind juts out, shooting straight to the heavens, bringing Sonic along for his angelic journey. So back to the Ancient Walker. It's a pterodactyl, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so throw Scree in there.
Yeah.
You can rise above thy ignorance and be uplifted. The Ancient Walker flies up and greets Sonic upon the pillar the ring has created. 1 billion rings! A true milestone! Such a feat deserves a reward. I'll settle for some solid ground beneath my feet. Thy gift shall be knowledge. The ring that was once so far beneath the planet shoots up, now using the pillar as a guide, shooting directly at our beloved blue hero. The ring collides with Sonic, launching him into the air, and he starts falling to his death. Ladies and gentlemen, Sonic the Hedgehog is going to die.
So yeah, let's talk about this. What's going on? What do we think is going on?
As I was reading this, I was like, what the hell is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And that continued. Can I ask a question that is not part of this, though? Why are they broken up into parts if they just go right into the next
We talked about this, yeah.
Oh, did you?
I think this is we have talked
A
about
long
this.
time ago, but we'll go over it again because it's dumb.
It was very, very early on. My theory is it's related to like either union work or something, or like how the jobs are given out. And I think they need to be like a certain number of panels for it to constitute as a story. And once you hit those number of panels, you end it and then do a new one. But I don't understand why they are broken up into parts, because they go straight into the next part. These are all like theories.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if there was a reason or not. Okay. But sorry to
No, that's
take
okay.
away
I initially thought that maybe there were like ads in between the parts, but they're not. I know they're not because there are scans and they go right into the other. And I don't think they skip the scan. They would have scanned those in.
So they're trying to do like some sort of like weird kind of almost dreamlike premonition-esque thing here, right? Where like it's kind of like foreshadowy. I'm specifically thinking, I don't know if Dominic, you've seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but there's a very specific episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where the main character is having like a dream, and it's all really weird, but it's all very symbolic and like kind of does a lot of foreshadowing, and that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting here, where like this feels like it's trying to do something that like, you know, metaphors and whatnot. I don't think it's really succeeding, and I think it's wild that they attempted to do something like this in what is, I guess, a comic aimed towards, we'll say, like 10-year-olds. But
I can tell you what he's doing.
What's he doing? Please.
All right. So, do you guys know who Carlos Castaneda is?
No.
Okay. Nick, I'm going to ask Dominic this question because I know you know the answer. Dominic, have you seen the episode where Homer eats the chili pepper and has like a crazy dream, basically?
Oh, God. I think I do know what you're talking about, but just barely.
Well,
there's
episode,
a talking coyote.
There's a talking coyote, and he has like a what's it, like a vision quest kind of thing. Anyway, that whole episode is based on Carlos Castaneda, the writings of, and one of them is the Teachings of Don Juan, a Yaqui way of knowledge, and it's basically this guy's trip in the 60s. He's just like trying all these drugs. Now, had I been given more than a couple hours, I would have like actually read this book and like explained more about this. I haven't read this book, but I know that this is what it's based on. But if you look up the name of that book, look up Teachings of Don Juan, and click on the Wikipedia page, you'll see the cover of the book, and you'll see that this is why you'll know that I'm right.
I have it on screen right now. Not right now, but on for the recording.
That's wilder. Because they're just basing this all off of a dude doing a bunch of drug trips and stuff. That's awesome.
I can see the connection.
Yeah, later on, he, I know in the book, he like meets a lizard, right? And not to spoil things, but that comes up in part two, where he's talking to a lizard on the boat, right? So that is what is happening. This is all a reference to Carlos Castaneda.
If that's true, then they set up these three ancient walkers for this joke specifically.
I think they walked into that. I doubt they sat down.
A bird and a lizard? That's very convenient.
Oh, is the bird also a reference to the...
Well, on the cover, it's a bird, and then he apparently talks to a lizard.
I know he talks to a lizard in the book. But you saw the mask on the book cover, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a mask. It's a bird. It's a crow. Crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder if they did look at that and there was something insane, absolutely insane. I love it. Well, I was like trying to analyze all this stuff, where I'm like, okay, Sonic drops the ring and creates like an island, and then the island shoots up into the sky, and he says, "You can rise above thy ignorance and be uplifted." And I was like, oh, is it trying to say like on the floating island or something? There's like, but I think I'm giving too much credit. I think I'm looking into this too much.
Well, I mean, I haven't read the book, so I can't tell you what are like specific like homages to it, right? Other than the lizard and the masked bird here. But I mean, there might very well be more allusions to the book here that's happening to Sonic, but I don't know the specifics here.
Sure. What were you going to say, Dominic? Sorry.
Well, at the very least, it's the surface level you're getting is that, hey, here's like kind of a ring origin story. Not really, but kind of, sort of. More so just like, the rings are imbued with so much power and so much like like mystical dimensional power that only the ancient walkers can like communicate through this, assuming this is happening actually, which it seems to be. And
I fully believe this happened. So
yeah. I do too. So far, I just and I did read the comic, but this first part I very much do enjoy because it's just getting out there. This is a crazy one. Last one, it was very straightforward, and we got a lot of straightforward echidna lore. This one is like, all right, fuck it, let's go nuts.
Let's get weird with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is what I'll say is, if I was 10 and I picked up this comic, I'd be pissed. Me as a 32-year-old man, or am I 33? I'm 33. You know what? I'm into this. I like that they're going for this. I think this is insane in a way that I can get behind.
Now that you know that it's a direct reference to something?
No, I already was pretty into it.
He appreciates the pretty colors, like the red sky.
Yeah, that's all I need.
The purple sky. Space, I should say space. Space is red.
You just
I
want
noticed.
to give into astonishment. This is like the first boss of Sonic, right? Him swinging the ball.
Yes.
Eggman
Yeah.
or Robotnik, yes.
Yeah. It's funny because I was like, as I was reading, I was like, hey, what is the deal with the rings? And I like wrote that down before I got to the other parts, and I was like, oh, as I kept going, I was like, oh, I guess they are answering this question, or at least kind of. One more thing about the Carlos Castaneda, there's another book, A Separate Reality, that is, and this is from the Wikipedia, quote, about perceiving energy directly as it flows through the universe. So, again, kind of hand in hand with the rings and the Chaos Emeralds. I just wanted to, I had that written down here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mike, I really just enjoy how much we are getting out of a part one. We've never talked this much about a part one before. Usually Nick just says, yeah, it's all right, and then we move on.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
That's pretty true.
Yeah, he's pretty bad at this, huh?
Yeah. I just looked at the issue, and I was just like, this seems like some nerd shit, and I just kept on going.
I'm glad we have like actual literary references, because I don't read. The only thing I read is like Wikipedia, so that's why I know so much about military history, because that's like the one thing that I swear to God, Wikipedia is like this massive bait for like autistic history buffs who aren't trained in actual history, where like you have to read primary sources, but just like cursory reading Wikipedia, it really is just built for that. It's probably bookmarked on every internet story.
I think it's bookmarked for other reasons that we'll get into in part 2.
Okay.
I just want to say, don't give me too much credit. Everything I know is just from The Simpsons. That's how. don't give me much credit. I'm a moron too.
A lot of my knowledge comes from The Simpsons, because I would just be like, I don't get this joke, and then I would go and like watch the thing, like, oh, this was a reference to like Edward Scissorhands, and I would go watch that, and I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go. Ring of Truth, Part 2. Sonic is falling towards certain doom. A green lake. As he falls, the 1 billionth ring begins acting with a mind of its own and lands underneath Sonic, cushioning his fall, giving him a tube to float on in this endless green sea. Sonic looks up and notices that it isn't made of water, but instead, Chaos Emeralds. Sonic is speechless when the Crocodile Ancient Walker magically appears in the ring tube with Sonic. Sonic screams out that he wants some answers. Okay, what's Crocodile Ancient Walker? Just regular Aussie?
Do another crocodile voice. Come on.
What's a crocodile voice?
Do I have to explain it?
Yes, actually.
Maybe you do a little. Give us a little sample.
I'm no voice actor.
You and Nick both. That's what you both say, I should say.
I will do the voice. It's just I'm never happy with it.
Do it, Nick.
A crocodile voice?
Yeah, come on.
It's got to be
You
like
and I are, I know you. Yeah. Okay. Go.
like that I propose you find them.
Okay, so it's like, do you? Then I propose you find them. That?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. The crocodile ancient walker pulls out a ring with a chaos emerald on it and slips it on Sonic's finger. What's this? An emerald ring? Does this mean chaos emeralds and magic rings are related to each other? But how? Are they equal? Does one produce the other? Humph. Sort of like the chicken or the egg riddle, isn't it? I was going to do a fun bit on what actually came first, the chicken or the egg, and so I went to Wikipedia where I found this incredible section on the chicken or the egg Wikipedia entry. Disputations. On July 24th, 2024, two men began a chicken or egg debate at a party with alcohol in Indonesia. One man became so emotionally enraged, he left and returned with a knife, stabbing the other 15 times and killing him. I will hide my opinion on the matter for fear of being stabbed. The mortal wishes to try the riddle of the rings he hath earned this... You gotta use periods. The mortal wishes to try the riddle of the rings. He hath earned this chance. Listen well. Forever closed, yet opens wide to let the other come inside. One is broken, yet will be stronger as the span grows even longer. That was verbatim from the comic, yeah. Sonic immediately...
Yeah, all I thought was sex the entire time.
Yeah. Sonic immediately starts channeling his Adam West Batman. Okay. So Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah, okay.
you do this like Adam West.
But Sonic. Or just
as
Adam.
Sonic.
Adam West Sonic? Oh, fuck.
This is my favorite thing to do. I just show giving you the dumbest fucking challenges.
Forever closed. That sure sounds like a ring. Let's... What the fuck is that?
You're doing Clint Eastwood.
I guess so. Let's see. No, fuck it. Let's see. What if the other is another ring? How would one let the other come inside? Sonic puts his two fingers together, forming a chain. Of course, they link together. I see. Two are stronger than one, and the span is more of the same. More rings. More links. A chain, right? The ancient crocodile walker stands up in his ring raft. Let us come forth. A chain of rings fall from the heavens, landing on Sonic and then sinking Sonic underneath the sea of Chaos Emeralds. Ladies and gentlemen, Sonic the Hedgehog is dead. Part 2. End of part 2.
I linked in our little Discord chat specifically what I was referencing, which was the 1966 Batman with Adam West, where I always think about this, where the Riddler writes the dumbest fucking riddle, and every single time Adam West is trying to solve a riddle from the Riddler, he jumps to the wildest conclusions, and they're always right.
Pretty fishy what happened to me on that ladder.
You mean where there's a fish, there could be a penguin?
But wait! It happened at sea. See? C for Catwoman.
Yet, that exploding shark was pulling my leg.
The Joker. It all adds up to a sinister riddle. Riddle-er.
And that's how I felt when I was reading this. Was I don't know how Sonic got the chain. I would have never gotten there in a million years.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Yeah, you're right. No, yeah, it is very. I didn't know. I forgot what you were talking about at first, but yeah, it's very much like the Batman solving of Riddler's thing. Yeah. Yeah, I always remember it was in the movie where it was like, I can't remember all of it, but it's just like a stitch in time saves 9. 9 justices on the Supreme Court. And it's like this weird jump.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like
the best is, I mean, not the best, but the one that actually kind of makes sense is like something to like, he says sea, like he's talking about the ocean, and he's like, oh, sea for cat, Catwoman. And it's good.
The real riddle is, why do we still have only 9 justices on the Supreme Court?
Yeah, we should stack that.
Yeah, let's pack that court. Let's finish the job FDR started.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact, did you know it didn't start with 9?
Yeah.
A lot of people assume it just, well, it's always been that way. No, it hasn't. No, it fucking hasn't.
FDR stacked it, didn't he?
No.
He didn't.
Like,
He
it started with like 3 or 5, and then like over like every few years, or not few years, but every like couple decades, it'd be like, okay, let's add another one. Let's add another one, until we just stopped at 9 because that was the most convenient for the powers that be.
Well, we kept expanding, and we added more districts, and so we had added more justices to oversee the districts. But
like judicial district, yeah,
exactly. No, FDR threatened to stack the courts, and that's always like the one thing that people like hold against him. Well, that and I guess Korematsu. I guess Japanese internment too. All right, two things. But yeah, he never did it. He only threatened to, because they kept trying to overrule his New Deal his New Deal legislation. Yeah, and he was like, all right, you keep doing this, I'm gonna put more justices on the court, and then they stopped doing it. So pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do we think about this middle part? Again, it's just kind of more of the same, so I feel like we kind of went over everything. So I guess this is a different dimension where we're thinking this is real, which means that somewhere there's just a sea of Chaos Emeralds.
I think that's sick. I think that's rad as fuck. It's like, okay, we're in crazy land. This is a dimension that we can't comprehend, but as such, here's like a literal sea of the most powerful rocks of
infinite power.
Yes, exactly. I think that's rad. That's like a really cool image. Like, they actually nailed that one.
It'd be hard to swim in.
It would be. Yeah, honestly, he should be getting cut up. I don't get it. Like, I understand the visual, like the art, instead of drawing like individual gems, you just draw a flat green thing. But he should be getting cut up or something.
Oh, 1,000%.
The one joke, well, I guess second, I have 2 jokes. The one thing I wrote down, the last 2 panels here where he's like drowning in his gold chains, Sonic. I said, Sonic looking like me when I'm flexing with all my ice, gold chains weighing me down.
I do not get this at all.
Like, he's talking about ice, not as in the deportation gang, but more so the jewelry. Ice is a
jewelry
term.
Is ice.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Like diamonds are like ice.
I'm not culturally with it.
That's okay. I mean, it's not, but you're a Sonic fan. We give you the pass.
Like, if you got that Shadow the Hedgehog gold necklace and pendant,
not gold, it was like just like adorned with gems.
Yeah, I would say check out all that ice.
Well, I know what to get you for your birthday now.
What, Shadow? That's what you wanted.
Here in
this
Chicago,
is a gift for you.
Here in Chicago, if I yelled, check out all this ice, people, I would just get like, everyone would just leave the room.
Yeah, ice has been ruined. I can't get a cold drink anymore. I can't order a cold drink anymore at a restaurant.
Yeah, no.
All the back of the house clears out.
No, I literally did hear, like, I was at a bar, and just in passing, I heard, yes, ice. Well, fuck ice, but yes, ice, please. Like, I did hear that in passing.
That's funny.
No, it is really funny how with the passing of this big, beautiful bill, we can't even say, well, $100 billion to immigration enforcement. It's actually $173 billion now. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's the after the American and Chinese army, it's the 3rd largest military force. Pretty cool.
Hey, America's in top 3 twice, baby.
just going to bring it back to The Simpsons. There's a Simpsons episode with the immigration, and the politicians blame it. Well, it opens with a bear, right? And
I think I do know this. Yeah.
And the bear like messes up some neighborhood mailboxes and stuff, and then the politicians blame it on immigrants, and then they I think I'm conflating two things now. But anyway, they're like, we're gonna all right, forget about the immigrants things. It's just the bears.
Mr. Burns.
It's just the bears. The bears come in and they're like, okay, well, this will never happen again, and they institute the bear tax, and they have like stealth fighters flying around over the town, and like that's basically what's happening now. Is
hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
The Simpsons
is that
predicted it.
Yeah.
you two are so clearly and Nick, you're only 1 year older than me, but you guys are so clearly the Simpsons generation, whereas I'm more the Family Guy generation. And I know you guys watch Family Guy too, right?
I mean, I watched Family Guy when it aired. I remember watching it right after the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
8th grade, it came out right after the Super Bowl. Yep.
Yeah.
And it was like, it blew my friend's mind. I clearly remember talking about it at the lunchroom table the next day, talking about Family Guy.
That's really funny. That's really cool. No, but I know for me and my friends, like no one talks about The Simpsons. It's all Family Guy in terms of references. That their Gen X view of America, right? That it's through Family Guy, or no, in our case, millennial. For you guys, it's more Gen. I mean, I know, but there's that split that that I seem to have been right on the cusp of.
I think I'm kind of different from most people in my generation.
I'm different than most girls.
Okay, well, I'll just say is I have an older brother that watched The Simpsons a lot. And so I grew up watching The Simpsons with him. So I didn't know anyone else my age watching The Simpsons. And so everyone else was like, let's talk about Digimon and Pokemon, and I was like, let's talk about Seinfeld and Simpsons.
There's a good Onion article. Dad gives daughter Talking Heads album, ensuring that she can't relate to her peers. Think of that right now.
That's so fucking true. God, Seinfeld. What's the deal with Hamas? Okay, Ring of Truth, Part 3. Sonic sinks to the bottom of the Sea of Emeralds, emerging underneath the sea. Sonic is holding on to ring chains, with the Emerald Sea now above him and an endless abyss underneath. The 1 billionth ring reappears beneath him. Sonic decides to take the plunge and jump onto the ring. The ring is rotating. Sonic needs to start running in order to not fall off. Sonic is now essentially a hamster in a wheel. The ring slowly transforms into an infinity symbol, the sign for eternity. Sonic questions what meaning he's supposed to get out of this. Suddenly, the third ancient walker appears. All right, what's this? What's lizard ancient walker? Has to be different.
Do crocodile, but with a lisp.
Tinier voice.
Yeah, tinier.
Nothing is hidden. Only unseen. Thou hast done well. You have come far and listened much. A boon shall be granted. You may ask of me one question. Just one? The answer to your question is yes. Sonic is then ejected from the ring, and as he's falling, he screams out to the ancient walker. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that is the ultimate answer to all questions. This isn't fair. But what about that chain? Is that where magic rings go when they leave a zone? Or is that where they come from? When it spiraled around me, it looked like a triple helix. Could our universe be one strand of DNA in a huge cosmic entity? And that sea of emeralds, calmness amidst the chaos, multifaceted, yet individually beautiful, so very green. Yeah, that's Sonic, all right. We cut to Robotnik flying around in his egg hovercraft reading a Playboy when a portal opens up in front of him. Sonic then emerges, flying out at super speed. He crashes through the hovercraft, causing Robotnik to crash. Sonic brings the ring home and then debriefs Sally on what happened. Sonic then vows to get to the bottom of the magic rings and the Chaos Emeralds. Ladies and gentlemen, Sonic the Hedgehog is still alive. How inspiring. The end.
Okay, what's our vibe of the whole thing?
I think it's an interesting question about. I guess it's just asking, where do the rings go, right? Like, that's just the premise.
Anything. Yeah.
It doesn't answer it, but it is cool that they're trying to, I guess. Right? Like, I think that's I've never thought about it before, but where do the rings go? I don't know, that's interesting.
I find it interesting that a very good reminder that this is like a comic designed for children is the editor was just like, hey, just a heads up, this is what DNA is. When Sonic says that in his rant, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah. The editor being like, oh, these kids don't know what DNA is. We should explain this. The idea that there's a triple helix for their DNA instead of a double helix. What do we think?
I glossed right over that.
Yeah. Do we think the triple helix is like, this is what evolution is going to become? Anamorphic animals?
You're speculating that Sonic is some sort of like future being of a human?
I'm just saying, we have double helixes, they have triple helixes.
This is like some Cars. This is like some, this is like Pixar theory bullshit.
I didn't think that far ahead. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, because it doesn't really answer it.
Right.
You know?
I mean, what I'll say is Mobius is an alien planet. We've already debunked that this isn't on Earth because it's got like 1,000 moons. Yeah, I actually don't know if I have like much to say because I don't really.
It doesn't go anywhere.
I want that like video essay person to like come down and be like, this is what's happening and explain everything in great detail. Like, this foreshadows this event that happens in like issue 33 or something, and so forth and so forth.
Like, here's the thing, like, I actually really dug how this was building to something. I actually thought that was really cool. But the thing is, it didn't build to it just ended with a wet fart and nothing. It was a journey for the sake of the journey, which isn't a bad thing for a comic to do. But for this, where you're getting very, like, you know, trippy and stuff, you need something there.
Well, it does say that they're going to be.
We just don't get it.
It does say that they're going to do this in the future, right?
Probably, but that just means this individual story is nothing.
Well, it's like setup.
I hate that. Like, give me
you hate setup.
No, I like setup.
I want to be in media res, just going.
No, but like, give me an
Start
ending.
me in Act 2.
Give me a short ending. Give me the short form ending. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what? I take it back. Maybe the trade, not the ending, but rather what you are getting in the short term is cool art. Like, this was really kinetic. This is a very kinetic comic, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Do you think the ring turning into infinity symbol is just really a commentary on how Sonic the Hedgehog will never truly end because we live in a capitalist society and they need to milk every single facet of Sonic the Hedgehog for infinity? And we are, in turn, trapped into the loop of infinity of trying to enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog because
no, that's gay. I think it's honestly... Maybe. Honestly, no, it's obviously not. But I don't think... Who wrote this? Oh, yeah, you didn't put the credits in. God damn it. Okay. This was written by...
It was Katernovich, wasn't it?
No, it was written by Mike Gallagher and penciled by Dave Manock. Hello?
Did you lose everyone?
No. It's. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was written by.
Did you expect us to react?
Yes, because
You want us to be like, oh!
No, I thought it because you said Koncernovich. No, it's Gallagher.
Gallagher! And then I go and like smash a watermelon or something.
Okay.
Good one, Nick. I thought this. Dominic's right. It was pretty kinetic. I thought it looked pretty good. I don't know. Is this like on par for other Gallagher? Not Gallagher. He wrote it.
Monarch stuff.
Monarch. Is this like in Act 1, Part 1 here, where he's like zooming, or he's like grabbing at the top of page 3, and he's grabbing the ring? I think Sonic looks pretty good there.
Yes. No, that is very cool. And I think that match, because I'm actually going now to like issue 2, going back to the vertical and horizontal, who they do mention briefly. They don't show up. Is that a Monarch? Yes, it's Monarch. So Dave Monarch also. God, Sonic looks so different. Dave Monarch also did that other trippy one, which was
his style has evolved.
Yeah, but more so just like the Sonic look has evolved. He
looks
DNA,
better since I've seen him last.
The triple helix, the DNA is very much through. It goes through all the way to where we are now, which is very, very cool.
I say that like I wrote that script for an issue 2 weeks ago, so I have actually seen him pretty fairly recently. How'd you like that, Dominic? Did you like it when I said Nick had a small hog?
Yeah, I did. It was very funny.
It was pretty funny.
You should do one Nick has a small dick joke
per issue.
Per issue, yeah.
We'll see what's to come in this issue. Maybe I can work it in.
Do you have anything left to say?
No, I mean, I didn't. Yeah, not really. I don't have much to say on this.
It sucks because we really don't have that much to chew on. It's more of a visual smorgasbord, but no, it's like empty calories. Honestly, it feels like empty calories until there's a payoff. But for now, I ain't get that. It's just mystery for the. I'm hesitant to say mystery for the sake of mystery, but I'm not getting much here.
I missed that he was reading a Play Boil. Is that what it says? Play Boil?
Yeah.
What is that?
I think it's Play B Oil.
Oh,
Play.
I see. You're right. I missed that.
What did you say, Dominic?
Well, according to the
script, did you autocorrect it?
No, it's.
It just says Play Boil.
I thought it's. I don't know. I don't remember what I said. I
literally don't know what you said.
Anyway, you think Robotnik's got like an auto sucker in there?
Oh my god, yeah. Are
like
you
the Master
me?
Chief?
Look at his face. Look at his.
Oh, Dominic watched all of our Master Chief Halo stuff.
Oh, you did? Oh, so so you know our theory.
He's well versed in my that he's just constantly gooning.
that's how he stays locked in throughout the whole series.
And I assume Robotnik is doing the same.
That's why when you play the Halo games, whenever you put the controller down without pausing, that's technically canon. Because it's just the Chief just needs a moment, guys. Marines, hold position.
We're under heavy fire. I said hold.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think we're ready to learn about.
Nick, do you want to explain to the people what we were just talking about?
I feel like they can figure it out.
Okay. We kind of just went on a riff there without any explanation.
Oh, just kind of this big grandiose journey without any kind of ending? Yeah.
Yeah, we Sonic them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's move on.
All right, so are we moving on to Knuckles here?
I think we are.
I think so.
Honestly, this Knuckles shit is what people came to see. I really do think it, because I am all in on this. I want it all. I really do. Okay, here we go.
This shit was bonkers.
I probably should have told you. I don't know if you listened to last week's episode or not, but I should have told you. Okay.
I did, and I mean, I didn't. I listen. I don't look. I don't read the issues or anything. So I remember it being like Superman, though. But yeah, this was fucking buck wild. Okay, go Dominic.
No, you know what? I do fear what if we ever get when we get popular. There's going to be a whole contingent of Sonic fans that only experienced the comics through us. And I don't know if I'm ready for that responsibility.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen, Dominic.
You're giving yourself too much credit.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll never happen. I like where your mind's at, but no.
Yeah, shooting high. I like it.
A Sense of History, Part 2. Script and pencils by Ken Penders. We open on Knuckles pondering to himself. A riddle wrapped in an enigma. How could the disappearance of the Chaotix and the actions of the unseen Archimedes be connected to the ancient legends which surrounded Mount Fate? I gotta think back. Back to the tales my father told me of our people's salvation. How that salvation, betrayed by arrogance, nearly destroyed the world. Generations had passed since the floating island escaped the grip of gravity. In that time, my people learned to adapt, though many yearned for the earthbound days of society's youth. We cut to two brothers, both scientists named Dimitri and Edmund. Okay, the way you structured that sentence made it sound like they were both named Dimitri and Edmund. Okay, sorry.
Oh.
This is why, actually, Nick, for you, my critique, my advice for writing, use more commas. We cut to two brothers, both scientists. They're named Dimitri and Edmund. Edmund has a nerdy scientist vibe, and Dimitri has a broy vibe. The two of them trucking along the forest of the floating island. They find a sign for a for sale-esque vibe to it, saying this is the entrance to the Zoot Chute. The two scientists jump down and enter the Chaos Chamber, which holds 12 Chaos Emeralds. They begin running experiments. Our great-grandfather was the supreme technologist of her era. She knew these crystalline walls would enable the Chaos Emeralds to negate the force of gravity and lift Echidnopolis to lofty heights. Yeah, agreed, brother. A little too much there, maybe? A little too much?
No, I love that. That's good. That's a good choice.
That was literally perfect.
When you say broy, is it like frat bro or like...
I think whatever you just did.
Okay, because I think I accidentally channeled Surfer Bro. Like,
dude, Surfer Bro.
Okay.
Just remember that for what happens next.
Okay. Cha. Sorry.
He has to get a character.
I do. I actually sometimes I genuinely like. Have you guys noticed that Sonic doesn't go every time? Like he doesn't. I mean, actually do that.
You add your own flourish. That's what Dana Carvey does, right?
Okay,
he like makes it his own, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna channel the turtle. All right, here we go. Agreed, brother admin. But should we succeed? Our names will be held. But should we succeed, comma?
Hey, this is direct from the comic.
All right,
okay?
Sure. But should we succeed, our names will be held in even higher esteem. Dimitri looks at some readings from the Chaos Emeralds. After all this time, the gem's energy output remains constant. Surely these 12 Chaos Emeralds hold within them the key to limitless, self-perpetuating power, bruh. And perhaps, Dimitri, but you mustn't lose sight of our goal, the liberation of our displaced race. Since the coming of the white people... Was
that on purpose?
You know what? I think my subconscious wanted to make that joke. Because he mentions like, his race, right?
Yeah.
Since the coming of the white comet, echidna science has strived to regulate the effects of the emeralds, that we might again become one with the land. We cut to the Hall of Learning. where Dimitri and Edmund are giving a presentation on a new device to the Incanopolis elite, hoping for permission to use said device. Citizens, members of the scientific elite, behold, the Chaos Siphon. As you are aware, removing the emeralds would cause our island to drop like a stone. Instead, my brother and I intend to train this device upon them, gradually absorbing their energies until Incanopolis is once again joined with the land. The chief magistrate, who wears a powdered wig and wears judge clothes, bangs his gavel, saying denied. What's chief magistrate?
I mean, he's got British judge vibes, so I think he's just
that's
British.
Right. That's true, like old English, yeah.
Yeah.
Despite your conclusions, we dare not risk the safety of the populace on untried theories. Such tampering with the forces of nature could prove disastrous. Dimitri, angered and saddened by this decision, marches straight to the zoot chute. He apparently already built the emerald siphoning machine and has started using it to drain the Chaos Emeralds. Dimitri has upped the absorption rate past the siphon's tolerance level, causing the machine to explode, and 11 of the 12 Chaos Emeralds shatter. The chief magistrate shows up and sees the one emerald. He asks if that's enough to hold the island up. A voice comes from the corner of the room. This is Green Lizard.
So I'm thinking Broy Cell.
So I'm sorry, just to be clear, because the script here just has Green Lizard Man. And
yeah, but it is.
It
is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It is. Dimitri. Yeah. Okay. I got confused there for a second. And so you said Cell from Dragon Ball, right?
Yep.
Fuck. What is Cell from? I might have to look that up if you're committed to that.
Yeah. Look it up. Look it up.
I don't. He's like kind of posh, isn't he?
It depends on which
Frieza,
version.
I remember Boo. Cell sucks a human being to recharge his energy. Okay, here we go. That's Piccolo.
I mean, he's probably just sucking. He's probably not talking in that.
Might say a couple words. Keep going.
You can't hear me, right?
Ooh.
Who's not a word?
Say that to all the oohs and oohville.
What? You got it, Dominic?
Are you laughing because of my face?
No.
I'm laughing because that was the dumbest fucking joke I've heard.
What did you say? I missed it. I was busy doing
You'll hear it in post. You'll hear it in post.
That's okay.
Huh.
Okay, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna mute myself, Dominic. You just go. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, this is late stage Cell. This is not early stage Cell.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I'm not gonna nail this. It's actually a little more detailed. He's got a little
It's
more
fine.
to it. Whatever. Yeah. Of course, its power is infinite. The energies of 11 shattered Chaos Emeralds howl within me. Power enough to lay worlds to waste. Or refashion them in my own image. I don't feel great about that one. Whatever. Nick is dying. For those who don't know,
laughing at my dumb fucking joke.
I actually think I have to leave this. I can't cut this. Because you're laughing
That's
so
fine.
much. Okay. Back to Knuckles. And as he spoke, the ground twisted and heaved until a massive dark tower erupted from the earth. The shadow from what would be known as Mount Fate spread across the land, heralding the fall of echidna civilization. End of a bit of history, whatever. Sense of History, Part 2. Well, this has been overshadowed.
Dominic, what are your thoughts on this?
Some more cool backstory. I genuinely am enjoying this because it's so crazy. So the big lore piece we have here is, how does Archie Comics get to 1 Chaos Emerald? And this is how they did it.
Which I'm okay with. I think that's I think it's actually like it's an interesting idea. I think the device they used looks dumb as hell.
The siphon?
The Chaos Siphon.
Yeah.
Which first appeared because I was like, I know I've seen this before. And so I went and I was like, well, surely the Sonic like Wikipedia page would tell me where it first appeared, and it said this issue. And I'm like, that's not true because I've seen this before. And it first appeared in Tales miniseries 3 when Altair was talking about the history, and he like very briefly showed an echidna with this thing just sucking up a bunch of Chaos Emeralds.
So and is it the same? It's the same device. They didn't change it.
Yeah, it looks that's why I remembered it, because I remembered at the time I thought it looked dumb as hell. So it just stuck with me.
Yeah, I just like how like the Dimitri is like wearing it. And that one, so this is page 6, middle left panel.
Yeah, what is it?
It's like a vacuum that he puts on his face.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't understand the face part. Why does it need to be up to your face?
So he's sucking it.
Oh, I mean, everyone's fucking gooning in this one.
Everyone's sucking and fucking.
Would you? Hey, yeah, yo. Would you pay for service from the dude who sucked off all 12 Chaos Emeralds?
I from the dude, no, but to use this machine to get off with the power of infinity times 11, yeah, I would use this thing in a heartbeat.
As if that wouldn't.
Are you kidding me?
As if that wouldn't just rip your dick off at that point.
Hey man, if that's how I go, that's how I go.
You like Climax, and it's like Spaceballs, where it's like goes plaid and you're just like flying through space.
I just end up with like a seizure and die.
yeah, you're like foaming at your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. I posted a pic in chat of Tales miniseries where you can see what it looks like there. There, it looks like he's actually in a sea of Chaos Emeralds.
No,
so
no.
Maybe...
That's just the glow. That's just the glow and like the power. I understand why you said that. I understand it, but that's just the glow. I see that. This honestly, this makes more sense to me because he's like, it's like it looks like he's drilling something. It's not. He's vacuuming, but it looks like he's drilling something into the earth, into the ground. In this comic, it's just like wearing it, and it is a vacuum device. I don't know. It's weird, man. It did not need to be. It did not need to look like that.
No, I think it looks dumb.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, I respect it.
A lot of dumb things in here. Why is the judge a barrister wearing a barrister wig?
No, I kind of dig that. That one I think is funny.
I think that's absolutely insane that they're doing this, like, borderline Superman Krypton society, and then they're like, let's throw a British guy in there.
I mean, I literally wrote... Man, Ken Penders is on something, because it is crazy they're letting him write all this.
It is.
That is it's like he caught, like, the editor doing something he shouldn't, and they just gave him free rein because he was like, hey man, I'll release the photos if you don't let me just do whatever.
Yeah, like, why is he allowed to write Knuckles' backstory?
So I read a quick interview with Ken Penders, and one of the things he said was just like, they're like, yeah, you can kind of like be. They were like, we need someone to do Knuckles, right? And no one like kind of volunteered, and he was just like, well, I can do my own thing if I do the Knuckles stuff, right? And they're like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'll do it if I can do my own thing. And so,
but why was he allowed to do his own thing?
That's a different question. From my understanding, Sega doesn't really care about these comics yet. And in fact, I think an email we have might be answering some of our questions too here. But you're right. This is insane, and this shouldn't be allowed to be happening.
It's absolutely wild.
Which is why I kind of love the fact that this exists. This shouldn't, like, on paper, this should not exist.
I will say, good work on the design of these characters, Dimitri and Edmund. They do feel like different echidnas. The glasses help a lot with Edmund, and then Dimitri has a really cool, like, he does something really cool with his dreads. And then they both look dumb wearing those circle goggles.
I don't know, I'm pretty into the circle goggles.
It does scream like mad scientist, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. It seems like they had a lot of Chaos Emeralds, but also I guess it makes sense because if without them, the island just falls. So like you want backups on backups on backups, but also if it's infinite power, how could it fail? I don't know. It just seems like they were hoarding Chaos Emeralds. Pretty greedy of them, if you ask me.
Well, what would they do with them if they wanted to share?
Oh, there's folk on the land that could probably use something of infinite power.
But they were surprised that it was still afloat, right?
Were they?
They were. The magistrate, who is like technically like the less informed, the representation of the less informed magistrate, was like, "Are we still good?" And Edmund says,
"Yeah, I guess, yeah."
Yeah, he says, "But can only one hold up the entire island?"
Well, yeah.
So they didn't know that it would do that. Yeah, but
he's a judge, not a scientist, Mike.
But
and
Monster Dimitri answers him that.
He only decides
Monster Dimitri
policy.
knows.
No.
Monster Dimitri is the one that told him the power is infinite, and he knows. But the others.
Well, also maybe he's lying. He's a monster now.
Okay, but the point still stands that if you aren't sure, are you going to be the one to pull out one of the emeralds to see if it still floats?
That's valid. That is valid. I concede.
I do like how they're like. Actually, you know what? Kudos to Echidna Society. They chose to just remain on their island, save their home by floating it up in the sky. Any other like people on Earth in the real world, they would have started colonizing the shit out of places, right? As like backups. Like, okay, here's another village. We're spreading. No, they are all in on this one island, on this one city. This is it. Right? They chose to, like, hey, we got to figure out a way to put this shit back down before going out and making and conquering other people.
Sorry. Getting late. Do the echidna know how to glide? Or is that just like a Knuckles thing?
He did mention it was like steam, and then I think his father taught him, I think.
Because I'm like, I wonder if there's like every now and then just like an echidna that's like, screw this place, and just like flies down to Mobius and like...
They can't get back up.
Oh, that's the thing.
Actually, no, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. I mean, yes, I like this point of logic. It's irrelevant. They have flying cars.
They do?
Oh, he's 1,000% right.
Yeah.
They have flying cars.
Which in Penders's and Kenturnovich's hubris most likely was just like, hey, future society, flying cars, not realizing the implications.
Well, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
You could argue that there's only flying cars here, so if, say, you were a prisoner and they ejected you out into, say, the land beneath, like Australia or something, they wouldn't be able to get back up, but they could probably fly down with their flying cars and come back up. That's my opinion on that matter.
Take the zoot shoot.
It's such an interesting, like, why did they... I don't know if zoot means something.
Zoot shoot,
it's just a play on words.
The original zoot shoot is my lungs.
What?
Zoot is a marijuana cigarette.
Oh,
I know getting zooted, yeah, but like
Getting zooted is to like get super high. Yeah.
well, I know Zoot Suit,
Yes.
which is like just a pretty cool suit.
Yeah.
yes, it's a
And
thing from
Zoot
like the
Suit
30s
Riot
and 40s.
was written by the Cherry Poppin' Daddies and was a pretty big hit in the 90s.
Do you know what that song's about?
Tell me, Dominic.
So the song is called Zoot Suit Riot, and it's not just a fanciful term of phrase. It refers to an actual riot that happened in Los Angeles during the war, actually. And it was a bunch of sailors and soldiers.
Which war?
and-
There's a lot of them.
Sorry, World War II. You're right. World War II. A bunch of sailors and soldiers and Marines were on leave in LA at the time. And at some point, probably just casual racism, a bunch of service members got into a fight with local Latinos, Latino groups and gangs. And they were, and the Latinos were in zoot suits. They wore zoot suits at the time. And then it started this massive riot, massive like racial disturbance, and the police had to get involved, and I think multiple people died, and it was a big scandal, big flare up in LA, and that it inspired the song Zoot Suit Riot, and yeah, so it's a little fucked up, but you know what? There's like a snake crawling on a skull in that music video, so it's fine.
I knew about the Zoot Suit riots.
The original Battle of Los Angeles.
I thought it was. I know it was named after that. I thought it was like some sex act or something, and I thought you were going to tell me about that.
For the Cherry Poppin' Daddies, probably that too.
Yeah, but I guess not. I guess it was just about the riots.
Triple entendre.
Sure.
Do we have anything else we want to comment on here?
Nope.
Just overall vibes. I'm with it. I'm actually with. For somehow, some way, I'm actually with this Knuckles, with this echidna backstory, because it's so bonkers. Either, at the very least, they are doing something interesting, which is what, at the end of the day, you want. That is what you want, and it's one of a kind. It's unique. It's absolutely crazy, and I'd rather we do that than anything else. So we'll see.
Seems
where it
like
goes.
all the comments on this are saying that Penders is cooking.
He's cooking something. I just
Just doing it without a recipe, and so who knows how this will turn out.
Yeah. Like Guy Fieri in this kitchen.
All right. You guys want some emails? You guys want a steady diet of emails?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Dominic's going to do this live for us.
Nice. Hit it.
Now it's time for Sonicgrams. You can write to Sonicgrams. Oh yeah, it's a legally distinct Sonicgrams. It's an unaffiliated Sonicgrams. We made our own Sonicgrams.
All right. This email comes from Whale Fox Johnson. Hello, Gotta Talk Fast crew. Blah, 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 blah. Firstly, I checked out Dominic's Instagram, and I quickly loved seeing all the LGBT flags of support in the jazz. Not wanting to get political here, I stand with the weak over bullies. Hey, all of us do. Good job, Dominic.
I don't. He says. They say. I don't want to get political. We do. We do want to get very political.
Yeah. In terms of the podcast, I gotta say, I love Mike F's script from GTF 46. He did a great job. And yes, Sonic is certainly a puck hog. I hope he returns on a roller coaster of laughs and does more activities in the future.
You got my ghostwriter email? I just wrote this instead.
Speaking of Mike F, he's very funny, and he's kind of the best.
You should have him on regularly. He's so good.
Yeah.
His beard's so distinguished.
All right. Issue number 35 is a cutoff point for Archie Sonic, perhaps the fourth major cutoff point after the Sonic miniseries became a long-running comic. Ken Penders starting his work in GTF number 12 and the introduction of a serious story tone upon Sally receiving the orb in GTF 18. Around this time in the world of Sat-Am has been off the air for a year with no signs of a season 3. Editors and possibly the other staff were under the impression this comic wasn't long for the world. Archie's comic series was preliminary, meant to be a side or spin-off content for that Sonic show, even if it predated the show's airing by several months. Penders, armed with this knowledge, as issue number 35 was wrapping up for production, decided to take matters into his own hands. That said, he wasn't going to do anything drastic until he was finished with his current plans for Knuckles. I will not say what Penders does, but I do want to point out Mike Gallagher's Sonic the Hedgehog meeting his gods is the last story told when this comic can still be considered a throwaway comic by Sonic fans, which is utterly fascinating for the coincidental end to be such a concept. I believe Sega of Japan is still unaware of this comic's existence at this time, as they were staying away from projects related to Sat-Am because of pride against Sega of America's influence. That is another story unto itself. I think they were aware of this comic, but just not really talking about it, kind of thing. Obviously, there were certain things they needed to approve and disapprove, but like 99% of it was,
it was laziness on Sega's part, where more so they weren't. They just like yeah, and then they just like how weird can it get?
Shit. Laziness isn't the right word. I don't know if I edited out the word pride, but pride is definitely the word to use, because I know Sega of Japan at that time looked down on Sega of America completely. And that's not just in regards to Sonic, but pretty much everything completely. And that's part of the reason why, what am I going to say? Their video game consoles were having a real hard time in America also, starting with like the 32X. And then the Saturn, and a lot of it came from a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Pushback from Sega of America and Sega of Japan on directions on where and how the console market should be going. So yeah, any comments on that email? There's a little bit more that we're about to get to, which is an actual question. I just wanted to see if we had thoughts or opinions on what was just said.
With these history emails, like meta history from the fans, we do appreciate it. I do try and pick some of that stuff up myself, but I don't have the time doing all the editing, and Nick doesn't have the time with all the writing and all his other stuff to like do it. So it's nice to fill in the gaps. If we were all in on this show, which we are spiritually, but if we truly were, we would be doing it all ourselves. But I don't know, Nick, how do you live on the air? We'll ask, like, how do you feel about this? Because we're kind of banking on our fans, our listeners, our dear, lovely listeners, to fill in that gap for us. So we will say that we appreciate it, and I'll say we appreciate it, and double check your sources just in case. But that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will always take emails with a grain of salt, because everything is technically filtered through bias.
Yes.
So
like if some people really, really, really hate Ken Penders, maybe even more than they should. I don't know yet. Yeah. But
not saying that your email Whale Fox was biased, but it's just something I keep in the back of my mind.
Yes, and I've seen that hate on YouTube, especially, where people just rail on Ken Penders all day, and maybe he deserves it. We kind of know, but we don't. So that's what we need to
I don't know much. Yeah,
we need to appreciate these comics first, and that's where we get to before. But Nick, at some point in the next decade of the show, we will be going balls deep into that controversy.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we have to at a certain point.
Mike will write that script.
Yeah, yes. I can do that. Yeah, it is kind of funny. In some ways, you guys are the two. I mean, like I see you get emails like that or comments on the YouTube, and the people that listen to the show, at least the ones that comment, all seem to know a great deal, and it makes me think how you two are probably the least qualified people to do this show.
Yes.
Just because everyone seems to know.
Here's the thing, though.
A great deal more.
Here's the thing, though. Like, that is kind of the basis for it. Is that
I was gonna say that is the point of the show.
Yeah. I know.
So, like, first of all, it's just too much for us to know beforehand, and we didn't grow up with it. So For me, it's just always been there. And it's something I know has always been there, but to actually like sink my teeth into it now has been thus far a journey. I guess we're doing a tiny bit of a retrospective here on the cusp of our 50th episode. But for the Archie comic side of the fandom, I am starting to understand what they love, starting to a little bit understand of what they don't love. And it's so cool to see it, put those two together in the back of my mind.
I'm extremely excited because Whale Fox just said that this is kind of like the last kind of throwaway comic. So I'm ready to dive headfirst into whatever crazy lore. I think I proved myself with remembering that the Chaos Sucker thing, I don't remember the name, was introduced in Tales' miniseries, which none of the Wikipedia pages got correct. Mm-hmm. So I'm already kind of like an official Sonic fan, I think.
You definitely are. Bobby Schroeder's reading order says that if you want to get to the plot a little faster, you should skip to Sonic number 17. However, and then she has another bookmark, which is Sonic number like 160 to get really, really far ahead. And but this issue right now that we're reading, number 35, is like 8 deep into her next era, the Freedom Fight. So I don't know, it's interesting, and I think like reading the titles of some of these fucking issues is insane. So we're in for a good time.
All right. Continuing the email. On another note, I have a question for the podcast. Imagine you are an American Sonic fan in 1996.
Done. I was there.
AOSTH? What's AOSTH?
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
But
Yeah. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and SATAM, Saturday Morning Sonic the Hedgehog, have been off the air for a year. Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles were 2 years ago. All you have for new Sonic material was this comic, if you were aware of it, and Sonic 3D Blast for the Genesis coming out a year later at the end of 1996. Gaming is at the dawn of the 3D gaming, and Mario 64 comes out next month. Would you think Sonic is a great franchise or a good one during this period? I like how you hedge the question in a way where it's like, it's great or good. There's no middling or back.
Well, they're coming at this saying like, well, you guys are obviously Sonic fans.
Sonic's a runaway freight train. How does he handle this success?
Mr. President, do you think your approval ratings are great or fantastic? Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. You know what? Let's ask the person who was there. Mike.
96. Okay. So 96, I will be 11 years old, and I am blown away by Mario 64. Mario 64 blows my mind. It's hard to overstate how cool Mario 64 was, seeing that for the first time and playing that in like a Toys R Us. Comparing it to, and here's the thing, and here's me being dumb. I really wanted a Sega Saturn at that time.
Burning Rangers.
That I would have, knowing what I know now, I probably could have gotten cool games and have enjoyed it, but being a dumb 11-year-old, I would have not gotten good games and I would have hated it. So the 64 was a good choice. Was Sonic in a good place? I guess if you like Sonic CD, when did that come out? 95?
Sonic CD came before 3.
It did.
I'm pretty sure, right? I did this exact
Sonic CD came out on
thing.
Sega CD, though.
No, it's Sonic the Hedgehog CD came out in 93.
You know what?
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that does sound right, because I remember that EGM cover. Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. came out the next year.
In my mind, I had the same release order as you until I played Sonic CD.
So what games came out on the Saturn then? Sonic 3D Blast, is that what he said?
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it? Yeah, Sonic's not in a great place, sorry. Several years later, I wasn't thinking about Sonic, I think, as a 11-year-old. I don't know. I think if you had the choice between Nintendo 64 and Sega Saturn as a 10, 12-year-old kid, and you picked Saturn, you probably lost out on a lot of cultural cachet and knowledge that everyone else was playing GoldenEye and Mario 64 and all that stuff that you just probably missed out on unless you had friends that were playing it. I don't think Sonic 3D Blast was good, but if you were patient, you got Sonic Adventure in '99, and that game ruled. So I think that period, that like 3 or 4 year period, those kind of fallow years for Sonic, I don't think you were getting much or hearing much about him, but he kind of came back big on the Dreamcast.
Mario 64 came out in 97, right?
96.
96. Man, that's so
late 96.
early. You got to remember, Sonic Adventure came out in 98 in Japan.
Well, yeah, but it didn't come out till 99 in
I know,
US.
But imagine seeing those screenshots of Sonic Adventure or like a trailer in early 98, or I'm sure they even had something in 97, right? Like, that would have put me right back on board of being like, Sonic is fucking the best. Because the jump from N64 to Dreamcast, I think, is I consider Dreamcast the start of the next generation, right? So it was insane. And you're right, Sonic was eating good at that time period.
He was and he wasn't. Like, Sonic Adventure was a good game, but no one had a Dreamcast. So it really wasn't until Sonic Adventure 2 on GameCube that people like really started getting back into Sonic, I think. It feels like.
You're 1,000% right.
Yeah. But, for us early adopters who bought into the $99.99 hype, buying that Dreamcast early, we got Sonic a couple years before everyone else.
And me getting Sonic at that age is what made me a Sonic fan, because I was 99. I'm 8 years old, and plopped down right in front of that TV and played Sonic Adventure like over and over and over again. So, arguably, probably my most played video game of all time. It's either that or Metal Gear Solid 2.
It's so funny hearing this history. Not funny, just like fascinating. Because for me, I think I've said this before on the podcast, but for me, it starts with Sonic Heroes, which is such a shit game. So it's like
I played like the first level and I was like, I think this sucks, and I never played it.
Well, you should have played the rest, and you also would have gone, this sucks, because it does. And
well, don't worry, I will on camera.
yeah. But, so like that, and then it was supposed the Sonic 06 was supposed to save the franchise again, right? And then it really didn't. And then came the long dark from after Sonic the Hedgehog, probably up until, I don't know, Sonic. What, not Colors, but Unleashed, not Unleashed. Anyway, the whole point is, it's so cool hearing all this history beforehand, because my greatest regret as a Sonic gamer.
Your greatest. Oh, as a Sonic gamer. Sorry, keep on going.
No, it was hitting.
I thought he was going to say my great grandfather was going to played Sonic or something like Sonic 2, and I was like, God, I'm not that much older than you.
No. Is missing out on Sonic Advanced on the Game Boy Advance. You guys ever play that?
Oh yeah, I had them. I played them.
Fuck, I missed out on that.
And then I did the Chow Garden between the GameCube version and the Sonic Advance, so I was able to bring my Chow on the go.
Yeah, they came out with like 4 games of
I was
those.
doing that on the VMU, baby.
Fuck.
Yeah, same. The VMU was so cool.
It was cool.
That was such ahead of its time. To answer the question, because I technically didn't. I mean, if I was the age I am now, I would be like, oh, Sonic's not doing too hot, huh? Though no, because when does that Sonic OVA come out?
I don't know.
96.
So this is it. It's coming out now.
If that Sonic OVA comes out, I'm like, okay, someone is doing something good with Sonic, so there's hope.
It's already out, January to March. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you were like a hardcore Sonic fan that like knew everything that was coming out, like I'm much more casual. So
I'll take it back because I have seen the OVA. I've already forgotten a lot of it, but I have seen the OVA, and the reason why is because I saw it at Family Video. So I don't think it would have been too much of a stretch to. It wasn't like extremely obscure where you need to go to like a hyper specific store because of an overseas thing. It was at my Family Video, which is how I found it.
No, yeah, I remember seeing it on the shelves as well. Yeah, I never saw it, but I do remember seeing it.
One of my best friends growing up had it as a DVD, so I watched it all the time with him. So yeah, that stuff ruled. But I mean, outside of that, I'd be like, yeah, not great.
It was lean times.
And also, apparently, it didn't release until '99, and so that's when Sonic is starting to pick up again with Sonic Adventure.
The real lean times. I call it the Long Dark because that's a really fun name. I know it's the name of a game, but it really was a period of intense darkness in the Sonic community where after Sonic 06 and how absolutely driven into the ground that franchise was at that point. Like it was already at a low point, and then it was like, what's that Brad Pitt monologue where it's like, there's good teams, then there's bad teams, then there's 50 Feet of Crap, then there's us from Moneyball. That is basically what Sonic was after Sonic 06. So, but I'm not denying that there was lean times as you guys have been talking about, but it is all leading I'm talking like that was the Great Depression, right? Before that, it was like the Panic of 1912. I know I forget, but yeah.
Sonic, truly the Oakland A's of video game franchises.
Let's just keep on releasing middling games, and eventually we'll get a Metacritic that's high enough that people will say it's a good series.
No, the real issue with Sonic games is that it's just a bunch of developers and leadership who do nothing but Sonic games, and they don't know how to do anything else. That's their issue, and I don't know if they have an issue, if they have a problem with insularity, or by that I mean they refuse to look to the outside for inspiration, or more inspiration other than edgy things, but like actual core gameplay concepts. It's like how what Nintendo, like the guy who made Pokemon, right? He created that because he was inspired by catching bugs as a kid, right?
Shigeru Miyamoto.
I don't think that was Miyamoto.
What, Nick?
No, go.
No, what were you gonna say?
Don't worry about it.
It wasn't it? He was inspired by bug catching.
No, it's Satoshi Tajiri. Is the creator of the Pokemon franchise? Yeah, it's him, according to Google AI.
Oh, don't.
No, okay. Wikipedia backs it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, insect collecting. There you go.
I guess I conflated those two. I could have sworn that I remember hearing Miyamoto say that, but I guess not. He says
that because he just didn't want to say he just lifted it from Dragon Quest. Because that's what happens.
Okay, I believe you. I mean, obviously he didn't create it, but I feel like I heard him say that story.
That's okay.
Maybe it was in relation to a different game.
That's fine. For the longest time, I thought Spielberg did Schindler's List.
You good with
He
that
saved
joke?
all those people.
Yeah. Okay, so to get back to what was the point of the email? The question?
Do you think Sonic is in a good place in '96?
In 96?
No,
Yeah,
but better
no.
than like 2004 onward.
Yes, correct. That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, if you count all media, I think obviously the shows and stuff maybe fill in the gaps for you.
Yeah, we should be getting that Sonic Underground show right about in like '97, I think, right?
97? Really?
I
That was
think
like 2000.
so.
That feels like a 2000s show, but no,
No,
you're right.
I think it's right
99. 99. It says 99 according to Google.
Okay, that makes more sense with the. They knew they were releasing Sonic. They're like, let's get more Sonic media out there. That actually makes
99.
perfect sense.
Let's put out a show that is not connected to the game at all.
No, not at all. And just
Yeah.
create 2 new characters that are his siblings. That's insane.
You know what else is insane? Ending this gravy train of a podcast, but you know
No,
what?
I got one more thing.
Oh, you got one more thing. Okay,
Are you not?
I'm here.
We're done with emails?
Yeah, we only have the one.
Oh, okay, then I have an email. So I'm gonna send it to both of you guys. Okay, all right. So I'm sending it now. I'll send it in a second. So a few months ago, I sent a question about what your if you were a freedom fighter, what freedom fighter would you pick? Right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a bird. I wanted to fly.
Right. Anyway, so I was hoping to do this in person, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it come in person. But what I did was I hired an artist to do a commission for
Shut-
your like
Shut the fuck up.
your freedom fighter personas here, and so I took your answers and gave a lovely artist. I'm going to shout her out now. Renee Mello. I put out a post on the Sonic subreddit. If you want to get a commission, all you have to do is post something on the Sonic subreddit, and 20 people will message you within an hour.
Can we look? Can we look now?
Yeah. Look at the email now. And so,
Dude.
and so Renee Mello is who I went with. She's awesome. She worked with me. She gave me a very fair price, and I asked to do it in like the style of Archie comics or whatever. She penciled it, and we did a couple like redrafts after we did some back and forths on Discord, and she was fantastic. Anyway, Dominic, you said you wanted to be a reporter fox, and so we did that, and there you are. Got your blue polo.
Yeah.
You got your little notepad, and then Nick, you said you'd be a bird. I thought a bald eagle was fitting for you, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because I'm bald. I got it.
Yeah. Well, also because there's some of the dumber birds. But dressed him up in your aviators and cowboy hat that you wore that one episode. I thought that was a good look. And so, feel free to post them on the show here if you want to. I also had her mock up some with your show logo in case you want to use it. You don't have to. But
we're gonna find a way to use this.
Do some with it. But yeah, Renee Mello on Instagram. I can give you the link to it if you want to like put it in the YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, she was awesome.
I've never wanted to be a VTuber until this very moment.
But yeah, happy anniversary, I guess. Congrats for making it a year. Thanks for having me on to do this dumb shit with you guys. Really appreciate it.
That was very sweet of you, and I absolutely adore the photo. Thank you. Fantastic.
That exudes so much of Nick. Holy crap. Mine is like just a direct carbon copy. You've captured the essence of the man, of Nick Holkerts.
I had I had a vision in my head, and Renee nailed it. Before I even obviously I can't draw, I can't put anything to paper. I just kind of described how I pictured it, and she nailed it 100%. Crushed it. It was so good. So I'm very happy with it. I hope you guys are.
It's going to be my new Steam profile pick. It's going to be my new Discord pick. It's great.
Good.
So adorable.
God,
right. I do look like a twink, don't I? Okay. You want to finish out?
Yeah.
That was one of the descriptors I gave her.
Was it really?
No.
All right.
Yeah, just give me the gayest, nerdiest fox you can find.
All right. And that's this issue. Only 380 left to go. I'm Nick. I stream at twitch.tv/Mojosaurus. My personal blue sky is at Mojosaurus.
And I'm Dominic. You can find my jazz and people power adventures in Chicago at Blue Collar Jazz. And my personal blue sky is at Blue Sky. Thank you. At Blue Sky.
You can
go ahead.
follow
Just tag the at Blue Sky account with furry art. No, it's at Domguan.
You can follow us on socials at Gotta Talk Fast. TikTok is Gotta Talk Faster. We also have a video version of the podcast where you can follow along with the panels and watch our handsome faces. You can write in the show at Sonicgrams at GottaTalkFast.com. Ask us questions, provide corrections, and give us your opinion on this week's episode. Mike, do you have anything you want to shout out? Now's the time.
Yeah, don't look for me. My name's Mike. If you want to contact me, just send an email to the questions
to us, yeah.
At the podcast.
We can make sure he sees it.
I do love being told that I'm good and funny, so keep those coming. Love that. And shout out again to Renee Mello. She was really great.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and remember, when life keeps going fast, you gotta talk fast and just get through it. We love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Gotta talk.
Gotta Talk Fast was written by Nick Folkerts and edited by Dominic Guanzon. Intro and outro themes recorded by Dominic Guanzon. Gotta Go Fast originally composed by Norman J. Grossfeld, Joseph Garrity, and Russell Velasquez.
Gotta talk. Fast. 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 Gotta talk. Fast.